On this week's weekly video fishing forecast, we are reporting from Bergen Bay Docks in West Babylon, where their 10-day offshore tournament is underway. And later in the broadcast, we'll have an update. I have an easy hack for your gulp inventory, and our correspondents check in with their latest information around the island, all here at thefisherman.com.
The fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners.
Today is Thursday, August 11th, and the digital edition of the Fisherman magazine is available online now. For the freshwater anglers out there, Bruce Litton has a great article on going deep for largemouths during the warm summer days. Tony Durso has a step-by-step on tying fluke blouser for those summer flounder that can't resist it. And all this and more in the current digital issue of the Fisherman magazine. Remember, $29.95 gets you 12 glossy print issues and weekly digital content and full access to the website too. And best of all, you can compete in the Dreamboat and Coastal Kayak Clash. Here's a great hack for all you gulp users out there. So for you anglers out there that like using gulp as much as I do, I have a little hack that actually you will find very useful for transferring your gulp, say from an old container, maybe a leaky container, to another container. The other day I was at the grocery store and I got this gelato, and I realized that the container was the perfect size to fit on top of the pint gulp container. It's a real easy swap. I'm going to show you guys how to do it real quick. So first you want to, of course, eat your ice cream or gelato. Take the lid off. These are 2 pint containers. You get your gulp, take the lid off of your gulp container, and the nice thing is that this gelato container fits exactly over the gulp container just like that, so there'll be no leaking in between the process of transferring the gulp from this container into the gelato container. And just like this, all your gulp is in this container. Put the lid back on and you're ready to go. The Fisherman magazine is running a giveaway with Gamakatsu that includes hooks, tackle, apparel, and bags. To enter into the drawing, sign up for our free e-newsletter. The link is in the description below.
Here's the update for the Dreamboat contest. I guess all the wind has put a damper on things, so we have no new entries. But we would like to congratulate the Fish of the Month winner for July, Anthony Mega of Suffern, New York, who weighed in this 13.37 pound fluke on July 10th at Jack's Bait and Tackle. Sea bass is the August Fish of the Month, and the weekend is looking good to hit the sea bass grounds. The Dreamboat Fishing Challenge is the Fisherman subscriber-only multi-species fishing competition with a chance to win a new Steigercraft 23 Miami powered by Yamaha, along with many other great prizes. Visit thefisherman.com to subscribe and get all the details so you can be part of the action. As for the Coastal Kayak Clash, same story, no new entries this week. Hopefully this weekend's weather will change that. See you right here at thefisherman.com.
Now let's go around the map and I'll tell you what I've been hearing. In the west last week, we saw a resurgence of cobia in the Western Ocean from Jones to Rockaway Inlet. Keep an eye out for those bunker pods for a shot at one of those fish. Fluking on the west end held up too. The ocean has the edge over the bay though with keepers. Focus around the reefs and wrecks. The best results are happening at Hempstead and McAllister. Around mid-island from Fire Island to Shinnecock Bay, they're still producing some fluke, and there's some keepers in the mix too. You just have to work a little to bring home a few for dinner. The top of the incoming tide seemed to be the best to fish last week also. On the North Shore, porgies were the name of the game again. From the city to Orient Point, most beaches and rock piles were inundated with the scup. Out east, some bluefish were roaming around off the North Fork points, and we did hear some stripers again in the middle grounds too. Also, I did get word of a decent topwater bluefish bite in the gut during the week. Out in Montauk, the south grounds from the point proved to be the place to be again for fluke, although south of the windmills at Block Island had a decent bite also. Some stripers were also taken around Block, and we did hear a few cod caught in the Block Island vicinity also. In other news, we're excited to bring back our big show at the Long Island Hilton. This year will be better than ever, and the show will cover surf, inshore, and offshore. So mark your calendar for September 22nd. News 12 meteorologist Rich Von Ohlen has the weekend weather outlook. Rich.
Hey, thanks, Matt. Let's check that weekend forecast and see what we got going on. You can always check your favorite apps, websites, weather tools, whatever you got. This is a general heads-up, general overview on the upcoming weekend. So water temps, yeah, they're warm. A little variation. We've had a little bit of upwelling, some cooler temps off the Jersey Shore, but still some 80s in Raritan Bay. You can see again with all the hot weather we've had, those numbers are still pretty much up there. Wave heights, good. Saturday though is going to be a little choppy. I think it's a 2 to 4 tight chop with 4 to 8s between 10 and 20 miles offshore. The better day for the ocean, calmer day is going to be Sunday as we start to see things settle down pretty good. Winds will subside a little bit, and then I think it gets gusty later Sunday evening. So we should squeeze in the middle, a decent weekend. Again, northeast 10 to 20 on Saturday. It's going to be a little choppy, especially beyond 5-10 miles, maybe close to the beach here, okay? Sunday, light southwest. Morning looks good, midday looks good, and then we start to get choppy, bumpy with a southerly breeze in the afternoon. North Shore, high tides for about the midday. South Shore, figure about 8-9 a.m. Looks like a nice weekend temperature-wise. 70s to near 80s, certainly not that crazy heat that we've been seeing. Both days look pretty good. Let's check the Guru if we may, and there's a look right there. Confirming Saturday, and, look at this. We've got a lot of that northeast wind, so there's going to be a pretty decent chop out there. Settles after about mid to late afternoon. Nice window here for Sunday morning, and then we go right back to this, little hard south breeze heading into, Sunday afternoon. But overall, I think we'll squeeze in more. Pretty decent fishing weather for the weekend. Be safe as always. Enjoy. Matt, back to you.
From Sag Harbor, we have Andy with a solo report.
Thanks, Matt. Report this week out of Sag Harbor. Bottom fishing definitely starting to taper off in the Peconics, but fluking's still been pretty decent, and people are heading further east by Gardner's and Montauk. Bottom fishing out there has been pretty sweet. We have black sea bass, and people doing pretty well for fluke. Striped bass bite at night's definitely been a little bit better. During the day, people are starting to push more towards Block Island, so that's definitely exciting.
On top of that, too, fishing near shore, as Will said, kind of ocean bass has slowed down a little bit, but cobia being caught in our area similar to last week, which is very exciting. Further offshore, as well as some freshers near there as well, and further offshore, bluefin, yellowfin remaining strong in about a 30-mile area south of Shinnecock and South Long Island in general. So keep at it, and we'll see you next week. Back to you, Matt.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Still kind of that summer fishing going on, with the wind this past week. Not a lot of people got offshore for tuna, and not too much ocean fluking going on or fishing around the reef, but there has been a fluke bite in Shinnecock Bay. Nothing too crazy. You have to get through a lot of shorts, a lot of sea robins, but there have been some nice keepers. I think it was an 8-pounder that Hampton Lady got into the other day. Can be a little hit or miss, but definitely worth a try. That kind of schooly bass bite in the bay hasn't really come together like I've told you the last few weeks. I'm going to go give it a try tonight, though. I'm just thinking with this moon and there's just more and more bait back there that there should be something around, and if not, still nice night to get out there and do some fishing. Also going to start trying for fluke off of the beach. Nice piece by Matt about surf casting for fluke, finding those edges, carrying a lot of light gear so you can really cover some ground, look for that kind of beach structure, which is only going to lead to knowing some better spots for bass once the fall run starts. So this weekend, get out there and catch them up. The party boat by the beach, even soaking clams, a lot of rays around. Still have some sharks on the bunker pods. Even heard of a cobia being caught off one of the bunker pods, but nothing confirmed, so that would be pretty cool. So enjoy the fishing. Leave a comment below. Reach out on social media. Any questions, reports, and I'll talk to you next week. Back to you, Matt.
From the Fire Island area in Great South Bay, let's check in with Captain Al Lorenzetti.
Hey Matt, Fire Island report. Things are really looking up. Had a really good catch on the Fire Island Reef, 11 fluke, nothing under 20 inches, so the Fire Island Reef is hot. Also, there's a good fluke bite inside the inlet, from the inlet back to the Moses Bridge. Generally, this is best on the last of the incoming start of the outgoing tide, but you can pick them anytime during the day. Bottom fishing strong, blowfish, kingfish, triggerfish, that's all happening as well. So things really got good. In the last week or so, the fishing scene, it really picked up. Also, the cobia bite still going on the bunker pods, a bunch of sharks still on them, which makes it kind of tough, to really just focus on getting a cobia, because you're going to have to deal with sharks tearing up your baits and your tackle and everything. So anyway, it looks like a wonderful weekend. Great calm seas, good weather. So that's it, Matt. It's going to be an excellent weekend around Fire Island. Talk to you next week.
Hey Matt, good afternoon from Bergen Bay Docks. Our fishing tournament's still going on this week. It was a windy week, but hopefully the weekend's going to be low winds, low seas. Good enough for tuna fishing and mahi-mahi. Also, plenty of fluke are being caught over at the Fire Island Reef, and plenty of cobia out at Jones, all the way from 20 to 60 pounds. We also offer crabbing down here, down at the dock. We have plenty of crab traps, bunkers, string, whatever you need to get set for that. And also bulk ice, regular premium gas, whatever you need, we got here.
With our fly and freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Well, this summer has been an exciting summer for me and for River Bay Outfitters. I just actually got back. I was on a 10-day trip into the Bob Marsh Wilderness area in Montana. You had to ride 30 miles in by horseback. You slept in tents. There were bears all around. It was so exciting. And it was the finest dry fly action I have ever fished for wild native cutthroats. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was incredible fishing, incredible adventure. And boy, do I realize how out of shape I am after that trip. But then we came back right away, and River Bay Outfitters, we had our white fly trip up to the Housatonic for smallmouth. Didn't see a lot of white fly. We kind of missed it. The weather's been kind of strange, so it already happened. But incredible fishing. You know, just keep changing flies. And I found that the baby clouser, smallmouth clouser, was the best fly for me. I did very well. I must have had 30 fish in days. Anyway, and I'm up here camping for a couple days with my wife. We had a great time. As far as Long Island goes, saltwater, it's bluefish right now by my Dennis and Jimmy. They went out, did very well with the bluefish. They're all over the place. All about the 3-4 pounders. A lot of fun on the fly rod. As far as the rest of the streams go, for freshwater, Connecticut, the Carmens, it warms up a little bit, so get out there very early in the morning and fish it. The Connecticut, there again, I find the morning or the evening are the best times to be there. During the middle of the day, the water gets warm. As far as all the freestones close to Long Island, don't bother. They're just too warm, too low. Give the trout a break. Hopefully it'll cool down. Hopefully we'll get some rain, and hopefully they'll come back up. But it is summer, and try something different, like go on a horseback ride, or come out here and fish for smallmouth. So until next week, tie lines, everybody.
Let's get the latest from Matt Bauer.
I'm going to be doing the fishing report for the area for this week, starting out with off the pier. There's been plenty of fluke still coming up, mainly on squid and spearing. Gulp hasn't been working as well, according to the pier goers. Next up, snappers are in, and they're a catchable size, so great to get your kids into fishing. Speaking of that, we are having a snapper derby at the shop August 20th and 21st, and then another one on the 27th of August. So make sure to come down to the shop for that. Also, inside the inlet, there's still been cocktail blues being caught. If you could find them, they're a lot of fun and a good way to pass the time in this warm weather. So thanks, Matt. Back to you.
Chris Landry is in Spain, so Captain Vinny is checking in for us.
Good morning. We're doing a report from Chris from Jamaica Bay in the New York Bay. Quick rundown. Up in the harbor, the bass fishing still remains very strong. Throughout the weekend and this morning, we limited out some husky slots, all live baits, some artificials. Hopefully that fishing will hold up. On the South Shore beaches, my mate Roger had 3 big cobia yesterday. That bite seems to be peaking right now. We worked the bunker schools, and hopefully you'll get lucky. It's almost sight fishing. Everybody's waiting for the bluefin tuna bite that we had last summer and into the fall. Hopefully that'll happen on this moon. Fluke fishing up in the harbor and off the Hempstead and Rockaway Reef still going on. Our good friends Captain Rich Rockfish, he's been basking that fluke in. Just saying, John Catello out of Jersey, he's doing the same. Josh on Gypsy and J-Rod on J-Rod Charters, they're all fluking also with good success. Back in Jamaica Bay, the pumpkin patch, into Silver Hole, early mornings, birds up, cocktail blues, and stoolie bass. That's about it for now.
Let's check in with Max Finch from the Connecticut side of the Western Sound.
This week we've seen a steady pickup back with fluke fishing. We've heard of a lot of limits, in that 19 to 22 inch range. It seems like that 20 to 40 mark has been the best. There's been a lot of small bait around. So guys are on the backside of the islands drifting like 26, 24, the backside of Sheffield. If you're marking cloud to bait, that'd be a good time to drop down your bucktails and start fluking. And once you hit one, hit mark. The porgy fishing still remains red hot. Guys are getting them deep water structure, deeper reefs, from the beaches, from the piers, clams, squid, sandworms. Black sea bass, they're mixed in when guys are getting like bycatch fluking, but your best bet is definitely get on some deep water wrecks or structure. Jigs, bring clam chum, drop a pot down, high lows with clam, squid, and then bluefish. In our area, we have a lot of cocktail sized blues. And then out in the middle of the sound, there's been some gators, like, 12 plus pounds. To our west, there's still a lot of big bluefish, and to our east. So it's actually filling in really nicely with the bluefish tournament coming up at the end of the month. The bass bite still remains slow. Guys that are catching them are, plugging first light and then last light and then chunking throughout the night. There's been a good early morning bite on the deeper water reefs with bass on top, but by 7:38, that bite really dies with this heat. Thanks and good luck.
Lastly, we check in with Captain Ben Gilmour from Marina Pez Vela down in Costa Rica.
Hey guys, checking in here from Marina Pez Vela, Costa Rica with this week's fishing report. Today we just got back from a full day offshore trip and caught 3 stunning yellowfin tuna. Really nice tuna bite going on here right now. The biggest fish today was about 50 pounds. Just 3 days back we caught a 100-pound yellowfin tuna and had an absolutely cracking day on the tuna. Yesterday's trip we caught 1 blue marlin of about 200 pounds plus 4 sailfish. Some really nice wahoo showing at the moment over the offshore reefs, and closer to shore we got roosterfish, snappers, jacks and mackerel. Would love to see you guys down here in the Marina Pez Vela. Hope to see you soon, and back to you.
Remember to like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tap on the bell to be notified instantly when we post a new video on YouTube. Check out this video's description on YouTube for all the related links and index for specific reports. Please support our correspondents by visiting their websites and social media pages. Get out there and fish this week. We'll see you right here at thefisherman.com.